I'm Brian Bender, and let's queer up trans rights. U.S. Supreme Court upholds state bans on transgender girls competing in girls' sports. The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld laws in West Virginia and Idaho that bar transgender women and women from competing on female school sports teams, a ruling that has also protected similar bans in 27 other states. In decisions issued Tuesday, the court ruled in West Virginia v. B.P.J. and Little v. Hecox. Writing for the majority, Justice Brett Kavanaugh said schools may base eligibility for female sports teams on biological sex. Kavanaugh said, quote, "Consistent with Title IX and the Equal Protection Clause, we hold that the states may maintain women's and girls' sports for biological females. The Constitution and Title IX do not require an overhaul of women's and girls' sports throughout America," end quote. It remains unclear exactly how many transgender athletes are affected by the bans across the 27 states. I want to start by saying this. One of the main drivers of this anti-trans, trans girls not being able to play on girls' teams is that they take away scholarships and opportunities from biological women or biological female girls. Of the thousands of scholarships that are offered to girls to play sports, one has been given to a transgender female. And the other argument is that they beat the women, or it's men that undergo these life-changing procedures, operations, hormonal treatments, you name it, just so that they can go out and get their kicks on beating girls. There has never been a transgender athlete, male to female, who has ever beat a girl or a woman or cisgender woman in a semi-professional, amateur, or you name it, any kind of a high-stakes athletic competition. So this is really searching for a solution to a problem that the other side of the aisle created.
That doesn't exist.
That
you know what I
exist.
mean? Like, this gets me every single time. Yeah. We're rewriting laws over a tiny number of student athletes, right, while schools face way bigger problems every single day.
And I see it because I work in schools, yeah.
This debate has never really been about sports, ever. It's become politics and gym clothes, period.
We did a story on this about the Irish dancing that's going on in Orlando, where they were going to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Irish dancing?
Yeah, Irish dancing, right? So here's what we need to do. Our trans men and women need to go, let's play for the opposite team. So our trans women go play on the men's team.
Wow.
And the trans men, and you go play on the women's team, and let's see how that happens. Mm-hmm. Because I think that would prove a point of like, mm-hmm, so you're going to allow this, it's like biologically they fit, mm-hmm, right? So, yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah. It's interesting right now, I think it's kind of like the earth is shifting under our feet in terms of what even people on our side of the aisle who do support transgender girls playing on cisgender teams or, in mixed leagues. I think we're all trying to navigate, like, when is the appropriate, is there ever an appropriate cutoff for a biological male to play on a female team? We
need stats, honey. We need data, and there's no one willing to put the money in or the funding, mm-hmm, or the time to put it. We don't know how many athletes we have. We don't know if situations, like you said, where there is, first of all, a trans woman is a woman. Right. Period. So if she got a woman's scholarship, she got what she deserved. Mm-hmm. All right? Period. End of period. Okay? You know what I mean? But like, again, so we can show these fools, right? Mm-hmm. I have close friends who have transitioned, and in their transitioning phase, Brian, these girls could not pick up a remote. Okay, that's how they had just lost all their body mass. Their strength, mm-hmm, was nothing. They couldn't put a chair in. Mm-hmm. Yet they think that these transitions are being done to just fake people out and take, mm-hmm, away their scholarships, and that's not the case,
Absolutely. And it's interesting. I'm listening to a lot of politicians saying, well, I support, trans girls playing up till middle school. I support them through college. I support them, here, there, whatever it is. And I think people of goodwill are really, honestly, they don't want to see people excluded. And they're also trying to figure out, like, what their stance is. And my stance is that a transgender girl is a girl. my stance is that nobody should feel excluded from team sports. I think they should make all sports in school. I think they should make it co-ed. So that way it's not even an issue as to, whether you're a boy or girl or whatever you are, however you identify. That's just not the world that these people want to live in. And it's very binary. It's very male or female, black or white. And if you don't fit into one of their boxes, they want to exclude you. And it's another, like you said, it's politics and gym clothes.
But show us the numbers.
Show us the numbers.
Who's out there complaining and saying, I want to do this? Because I'm not hearing that part of the story.
We need that. We need the data. We need the receipts, okay? And for all those people that are like, yes, I support. Okay, by you saying I support, is that your support? By you saying I support? All right, we need folks to stand up and go, all right, let's get the funding. Let's find out exactly what it entails when a young person, transitions or whatever, And, no one's getting a reassignment surgery in elementary or in middle school. That's not happening, If you're doing a puberty blocker or you're doing some therapy, that's gender affirming care. It's not a lot at this age.
Right.
I'm a cisgendered male and I get my Botox done and I feel like that's very gender affirming to me because it makes me feel a little bit more masculine, even though I'm not super, you know what,
We're not going to ask you where you inject it.
Just in my face. Faye, you said you wouldn't talk about that on camera. No, nowhere other than my face, guys. But anyway,
I'm making notes.
Make some notes.
I need to make some notes.
Anyway, but gender affirming care could be like if you're balding and you're a male and you want to feel more masculine, you get that done. It could be a boob job for a cisgender female.
Because gender affirming care, that word was not created for cisgender individuals. It was created to attack our transgender community.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. But if you want to, not you, but the hypothetical, the you out there, whoever you are that's watching and is not a friend of ours.
Not you.
You, the other one to your right or left or wherever. We have to be able to use their language to be able to frame it in a way that is going to speak to their concerns.
So they can understand it.
Yeah. And whether or not they're going to agree with it or not, it's like, oh, you want to play that game? Let's play that game. Oh, you want to play this one? Okay, we'll meet you on that playing field. No pun intended, playing field. Anyway, but you have to speak to people in the language of the arguments that they're presenting.
Yeah. And there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.